The stars stretched endlessly across the void, silent except for the faint hum of the alien fleet as it drifted toward a small blue planet in the Milky Way. Captain Kale stood on the bridge of his flagship, his elongated fingers resting lightly on the control panel. His sharp eyes scanned the holographic display of Earth below. The aliens had heard of humanity, of course. They had intercepted transmissions, studied records of human history, and observed the planet's minor achievements in space travel. To them, humans seemed like small, fragile creatures, chaotic and disorganized. "Captain, we are within orbit," said Lieutenant Ryla, her voice calm and precise. "Sensors show population centers concentrated in multiple regions. Military infrastructure is minimal compared to interstellar standards." Kyle nodded slowly, feeling a twinge of impatience. "Good, we will begin our observation phase. I want every unit reporting, every signal recorded. We need to understand their behavior before making any decisions. It would be disappointing to underestimate them." He paused, gazing at the swirling blues and greens of the planet. There was something oddly captivating about Earth. The clouds shifted like delicate brushstrokes and the ocean sparkled under the light of its sun. Yet beneath the beauty, Kale and his officers saw only a primitive species. They expected minimal resistance if an operation to subdue humanity was necessary. From his station, Ryla projected a map of the planet's major cities, highlighting population clusters, transportation networks, and known military installations.
"Humans rely heavily on their ground-based defense units," she explained.
"Orbital defense is almost non-existent. They are technologically behind, especially in comparison to our fleet." Kale let out a low hum of approval. "That confirms what we suspected. Their weapons are rudimentary, their coordination limited. A minor demonstration of force should be enough to compel obedience if required." Meanwhile, on Earth, humans were completely unaware of the alien presence. In the United Nations headquarters in New York, a group of scientists monitored unusual signals detected by satellites. Dr. Elena Rivera, an astrophysicist with a calm demeanor, stared at the blinking lights on her console. "Something large is moving in near-Earth orbit," she said quietly. "It's not a natural object, possibly a satellite cluster, but the energy readings are unusual." Her assistant, a young engineer named Marcus, frowned. "Do you mean alien?" Elena shook her head. "I don't know. We have to be cautious. Any assumption could be dangerous. Prepare all instruments for analysis. Alert the military, but keep the information contained. We don't want panic." Across the globe, similar alerts triggered protocols in other nations. Satellites tracked fast-moving objects, radar picked up unexpected signatures, and deep space observatories recorded anomalous readings. Humanity was sensing a presence beyond their understanding, but they did not yet know the scale of what was approaching. High above the planet, the alien fleet began its systematic surveillance. Smaller drones were deployed to observe without being detected, slipping through the atmosphere and collecting information about human activity. Kyle watched as the drones returned with high-resolution images of cities, highways, and military installations. "Curious," Kyle murmured. "Despite their primitiveness, they seem organized at a local level. Social structures, communications, they adapt quickly. This may be more interesting than expected." Ryla raised an eyebrow. "Captain, we should not overestimate them. Their largest weapons are barely a fraction of our energy-based artillery. Even if they resist, we can neutralize them without difficulty." Kale leaned forward, his gaze fixed on the holographic Earth. "Underestimation has been the downfall of many species. I want to observe them more. Watch how they respond to unusual events. Their reactions will tell us much about their potential. Humans are unpredictable, and unpredictability can be dangerous." At the same time, on Earth, people went about their daily lives, unaware of the silent observers above. Children played in parks, cars moved along highways, trains roared across bridges, and ships sailed through busy ports. To any casual observer, it was a normal day. But beneath the ordinary, subtle signs of preparation began to appear. Military units increased patrols, scientists worked around the clock, and engineers ran simulations of potential emergencies. Humans, without knowing the full threat, had an instinct to prepare for the unknown. In the skies above New York, a small alien drone hovered silently, scanning the city below. It captured images of civilian activity, recording how humans moved in groups, how they communicated, and how they responded to minor disturbances. The drone returned to the fleet with its data, and Kale analyzed the results. Fascinating, he said quietly. Even in unthreatened conditions, humans display cooperation and ingenuity. Their response to minor threats suggests a capacity for rapid adaptation. We may have underestimated them. Continue monitoring. I want everything documented. As night fell on the planet, Earth cities glowed with lights. From orbit, the aliens could see the sprawling networks of civilization. Kale noted the energy patterns, power plants, transport hubs, and communication centers. He was particularly intrigued by the human ability to transmit information rapidly across vast distances using rudimentary technology. Meanwhile, the human military held meetings behind closed doors. General Wallace, an experienced officer, addressed his team. We've detected unusual objects in orbit. We don't know their origin or intent, but we cannot wait for them to act. I want all defensive systems on alert, satellites, radar arrays, and interceptor units. Prepare for immediate deployment. This may be humanity's first real test. The team nodded, a mix of nervousness and determination on their faces. For centuries, humans had survived on Earth, dealing with natural disasters, conflicts, and threats from within their own species. They had learned to adapt, to endure, and to overcome. Even now, they were preparing for a challenge unlike any they had ever faced. Back on the alien flagship, Kale's curiosity grew. I want a small demonstration, he said. Nothing that would harm them significantly. Just enough to see how they react under stress. This will tell us their potential and possibly reveal weaknesses. Ryla hesitated. Are you certain, Captain? Even a minor strike could escalate tensions. Kyle's eyes glinted with intensity. Precisely. And I want to see how they handle escalation. Humans have survived millennia because they adapt quickly. If they crumble under pressure, we will know. If they rise, well then it will be. Enlightening, the decision was made. Small, harmless probes equipped with non-lethal energy discharges were deployed towards several regions on Earth. They created controlled disturbances, temporary blackouts, minor electronic disruptions, and unusual weather simulations. Humans reacted almost immediately. Scientists worked tirelessly to understand the anomalies. Engineers devised ways to counteract the disturbances. Emergency teams coordinated efforts across cities to maintain order. Citizens, though confused, showed remarkable calm, adapting to the sudden changes with problem-solving and cooperation. Kale observed silently. His initial expectation of chaos and panic had been proven wrong. Humans did not crumble. They organized, adapted, and continued their routines, showing both resilience and ingenuity. Interesting, Kyle said, almost to himself. They are far more resilient than anticipated. I may have misjudged their potential. Continue monitoring. Increase the data collection. The species may be more complex than we believed. As the alien fleet continued its observation, the first seeds of respect and caution were planted in the minds of the aliens. Humanity, so fragile in appearance, displayed strength in spirit, intelligence in action, and unity in crisis. Captain Kale realized that the next phase would be far more complicated than a simple demonstration of power. Humanity was already revealing its true nature, and the aliens had yet to see the full scope of it. Night passed, and Earth continued its quiet existence, unaware of the eyes studying it from above. But one thing was becoming clear: the humans were not to be underestimated. Their unpredictability, resilience, and ingenuity were signals that any confrontation would not be simple. Kyle stared at the planet, a mix of curiosity and unease in his expression. We may have expected easy victory, he murmured, but perhaps this species holds more surprises than any of us imagined. And with that thought, the alien fleet continued to drift silently over Earth, watching, waiting, and preparing for the next stage of a conflict that none could yet predict, but which would reveal humanity's true nature as more than just survivors. They were a force capable of rising to any challenge. The morning sun rose over Earth, painting the skies with shades of gold and pink. But high above the planet, in the cold vacuum of space, the alien fleet lingered, its presence unnoticed by the billions below. Captain Kale and his officers had spent hours observing humanity's responses to the minor disruptions caused by their probes. What they had seen surprised them. Humans were not panicking. Instead, they were adapting. Captain, Ryla reported, her tone precise yet tinged with disbelief. The humans have deployed countermeasures. They have restored the disrupted energy grids faster than predicted. Their organization is impressive. Kale studied the reports, his sharp eyes narrowing. Yes, he said. They improvise. They cooperate. Their strategies are unpredictable. It is unexpected. He leaned closer to the holographic display of the planet. We need to escalate slightly. Let them show us their true capability. Prepare a direct communication. Minutes later, an alien transmission was sent, broadcast across the planet's communication networks. It was simple, direct, and intimidating. Humans of Earth, we are the Kaelari fleet. We have observed your world. Your compliance is requested. Resistance will result in destruction. The message echoed through televisions, radios, and digital networks. Across the globe, people paused, staring at the screens, their hands trembling slightly. Some were fearful, while others were skeptical. Could this be a hoax? A new form of cyber attack? In Washington, D.C., the United Nations convened an emergency meeting. Dr. Elena Rivera was called to explain the unusual signals. This is not a simulation, she said firmly. The readings are consistent with a fleet of artificial constructs in orbit. The communication, it is real. We are being contacted by an extraterrestrial intelligence. General Wallace listened carefully, his face calm but stern. They demand our compliance. What do they want exactly? They have not specified, Elena replied. But the message makes it clear. They believe they are superior. They assume we will surrender. They may underestimate us. That phrase, underestimate us, caught Wallace's attention. It reminded him of the countless challenges humans had faced throughout history. Natural disasters, wars, political unrest. Humans always found a way to survive and adapt. Perhaps, he thought, this would be no different. In New York, emergency services activated protocols for crisis management. Scientists, engineers, and military officers began to collaborate, sharing data, analyzing alien communications, and developing strategies for defense. It was chaotic, but in the chaos, humanity's strength became evident. People who had never worked together before found ways to cooperate efficiently. Meanwhile, Captain Kale watched from his flagship. They respond, he said quietly. Not with surrender, but with strategy. They do not panic. Fascinating. Continue monitoring. I want to see how far this goes. In the skies above major cities, small alien drones appeared, hovering silently. They were non-aggressive, observing rather than attacking. But humans noticed. Fighter jets were scrambled. Radar systems activated, and early warning satellites began tracking the drones. The world's militaries were alert, ready for anything. In Tokyo, Commander Aiko Tanaka coordinated her air defenses. These objects are not moving like known aircraft, she said into her radio. We cannot predict their patterns. Stay vigilant. Do not engage unless absolutely necessary. In Moscow, Colonel Dmitry Volkov monitored energy readings from the drones. They are gathering information, he said. They are studying our systems. But their movements are predictable if we analyze carefully. Elena and Marcus worked through the night, deciphering the alien transmission and its technology. Marcus pointed at the data flowing across his screen. Their communication is surprisingly simple. They assume superiority. They are trying to intimidate us, but they do not realize how adaptable we are. Elena nodded. Humans have always been underestimated. Every time we find ways to survive. Perhaps it is our nature to resist, to improvise, and to unite in the face of danger. Back in space, Kale noted the human response. They are resilient, he said almost aloud. They improvise and adapt with speed we did not anticipate. A direct strike may be unwise at this stage, but their reactions will provide useful data. Kale's officers looked at him with unease. Captain, said Ryla, if we escalate now, they may retaliate. Their technology is inferior, but their strategy, it is unpredictable. Kale's lips curved into a thin smile. Precisely. We must understand them fully. Deploy the next phase. Observation and controlled pressure. Let them reveal themselves. Let us see the full measure of humanity's strength. On Earth, humans had begun to organize large-scale monitoring operations. Amateur radio operators shared data online. Scientists cross-checked satellite images. Military intelligence agencies pooled their findings. Ordinary citizens offered innovative solutions, from constructing emergency communication networks to analyzing alien drone patterns. Humanity was responding not just as a population, but as a coordinated intelligent species. In London, A young engineer named Priya Rao discovered a pattern in the alien drone's movements. They are mapping energy grids, she told her team. They are not random. If we predict their paths, we can minimize disruptions and possibly exploit weaknesses. Her suggestion was implemented immediately. Across the globe, teams of humans worked in parallel, analyzing the drones, adjusting defenses, and preparing for any escalation. The coordination was remarkable. Despite differences in language, culture, and resources, humanity was working as one. Kale observed this from orbit, his curiosity growing. They are not afraid, he said. They do not surrender. They adapt. Every species we have studied crumbles under threat. These humans, they rise to it. Fascinating. He decided to test them further. We will conduct a small, non-lethal strike, he ordered. Something to disrupt, to challenge, but not destroy. Observe their response carefully. Moments later, a minor orbital energy pulse caused temporary power fluctuations in several major cities. Traffic lights blinked, electronic devices hiccuped, and streetlights flickered. Humans noticed the disturbances immediately. Instead of panicking, they began troubleshooting. Engineers rerouted energy. Technicians stabilized networks, and citizens helped maintain order. Social media buzzed with explanations, instructions, and solutions. Communities coordinated responses, turning a potential crisis into an opportunity to showcase resilience. Kale's officers were stunned. Captain, Ryla said, they corrected the disruptions faster than we expected. Their coordination is remarkable. Kyle nodded, his eyes fixed on Earth. Yes, they are creative, adaptive, and fearless. They possess a unity and ingenuity unlike any species we have encountered. Record everything. This data is invaluable. In Washington, General Wallace addressed the Global Military Alliance. The disturbances were artificial, but our response shows our strength. We did not panic. We adapted. We will continue to monitor and prepare. Humanity has faced crises before, and we will face this one together. This is our moment to prove our resilience. On the alien flagship, Kale remained silent, reflecting on what he had witnessed. The humans had defied every expectation. They had not fled, surrendered, or acted irrationally. Instead, they had coordinated, adapted, and demonstrated creativity under pressure. Ryla broke the silence. Captain, if they continue like this, a direct attack may be more dangerous than we anticipated. They are capable of improvisation beyond our calculations. Kale's expression was unreadable, but his tone carried a hint of admiration. Indeed, they are not merely a species of survivors. They are strategists, innovators, and problem solvers. Their unpredictability is a weapon in itself. Prepare for continued observation. We must understand the full scope of what humans are capable of. As the alien fleet hovered above the planet, humanity continued to demonstrate its resilience. Scientists, engineers, and civilians worked together, learning, adapting, and innovating. Their unity in the face of an unknown threat revealed the true strength of their species. Kale realized something profound. This was not just a primitive planet. This was a species with potential far beyond what the aliens had anticipated. Humanity's true nature was beginning to reveal itself, not as victims of circumstance, but as a force that could rise to any challenge, overcome any obstacle, and face the unknown with courage and intelligence. And so the stage was set. The aliens had arrived expecting weakness, but what they encountered instead was humanity, resilient, clever, and united. The first phase of observation had concluded, but the real challenge was only beginning. Captain Kale's gaze lingered on Earth, a mixture of curiosity, caution, and anticipation in his eyes. Humanity had shown its first spark of defiance, and the aliens would soon discover that this spark could ignite into a force no one had predicted. The first light of dawn broke over Earth, and the alien fleet remained suspended above, silent but watchful. Captain Kale's eyes scanned the data streaming across the control panels. Humanity's response to minor disruptions had already challenged his expectations, but he knew that observing a species was very different from confronting it directly. He needed to see the humans act when real pressure was applied, when survival was at stake. Captain, Ryla said, her voice tight with anticipation, our probes show that humans are deploying more organized measures. Military and civilian efforts are coordinated at an unprecedented scale. They are not waiting, they are adapting. Kyle leaned back, studying the holographic displays. Yes, he murmured. Adaptation, innovation, unity, all hallmarks of an intelligent species. It seems our prediction of their weakness was premature. On Earth, preparations had reached a new level. Scientists, engineers, and military strategists worked together to anticipate alien movements. Satellite networks were used to track orbital drones. Early warning radar systems were upgraded to detect unusual energy signatures. Civilian volunteers assisted in monitoring, sharing information across secure communication channels. In Washington, General Wallace addressed a global strategy team. The aliens are intelligent, yes, and powerful. But their assumptions are flawed. They underestimate us. Our advantage lies in our ability to think, to adapt, and to act quickly. We will use this to our benefit. Meanwhile, in Tokyo, Commander Aiko Tanaka coordinated air and sea forces. We cannot confront their fleet directly, she explained. But we can control the environment and the battlefield on Earth. Observation and intelligence will be our weapons. In Moscow, Colonel Dmitry Volkov implemented electronic countermeasures designed to confuse alien sensors. We will not meet their power head-on, he said, but we will disrupt it wherever possible. Our goal is to make them hesitant, uncertain, and reactive. From orbit, Kale watched the humans prepare. He noted their ingenuity in using existing technology in creative ways. Earth's communication networks had been rerouted to avoid detection. Energy grids were shielded. Military units were deployed not in rigid formations but in adaptive clusters, capable of responding quickly to changing threats. Kale spoke softly to himself. They are unlike any species we have faced. Not only resilient but clever and cooperative. They may prove more dangerous than anticipated. To test this, Kale ordered a small offensive. A squadron of alien drones was deployed to simulate a limited strike on several strategic areas. The drones moved quickly, precise and deliberate, activating energy pulses to disrupt communications and disable temporary power grids. Humans reacted immediately. Engineers rerouted power lines. Technicians restored communication within minutes, and local emergency units maintained order in affected areas. Civilians assisted wherever possible, offering information, resources, and manpower. Even when the drones attempted to disable early warning radar systems, humans anticipated their actions. Using improvised countermeasures, they managed to neutralize several drones and gather intelligence on the alien technology. Priya Rao, the young engineer in London, analyzed the captured data. They are predictable if we understand their pattern, she said. We can use this to our advantage. The first real countermeasure was implemented within hours. Satellites were recalibrated, radar signals adjusted, and human forces coordinated to monitor and intercept the alien drones. It was not a full-scale battle, but it was the beginning of a human war machine in action. Kale observed, increasingly impressed. They are strategic, adaptive, and cooperative. They learn quickly. Their unpredictability is remarkable. In New York, Elena and Marcus worked alongside military analysts, integrating captured data into predictive models. If we continue to adapt at this pace, Marcus said, we may be able to anticipate their next moves before they act. Elena nodded, her expression serious but confident. Humans have always survived against the odds. This is no different. Every challenge strengthens our coordination and innovation. The humans' first small victory came when a captured alien drone was successfully reverse-engineered. Within a single night, engineers adapted the alien technology for use in surveillance and defensive operations. What had been a tool of intimidation became a resource for humanity, turning alien technology against them. Kale's officers were growing uneasy. Captain, Ryla said, these humans are more capable than we assumed. Their ability to incorporate alien technology into their defenses is unprecedented. Kale nodded, his eyes narrow. Yes, it appears they are not just survivors, they are innovators. Their ability to think and adapt in real time makes them a formidable force. We must proceed with caution. Humans continued to strengthen their defenses. Cities were camouflaged to hide vital infrastructure. Communication systems were encrypted and shielded. Air and space defenses were coordinated with ground forces, forming layers of protection designed to maximize adaptability. Civilian volunteers acted as scouts, relaying information about unusual events or unidentified objects. In Tokyo, Commander Tanaka organized a simulated ambush for the alien drones. Using decoy signals, her teams were able to mislead several units, allowing humans to study alien movement patterns. Across the globe, similar operations were carried out. Each encounter taught humans more about the aliens' tactics, and they adapted quickly, creating new countermeasures within hours. The aliens, meanwhile, were experiencing something they had never anticipated. Every species they had observed had either fled or surrendered when faced with superior power. Humans did neither. They reacted intelligently, creatively, and with remarkable unity. Kale could no longer dismiss humanity as primitive. "We have underestimated them," he admitted aloud. "They are not simply reacting, they are anticipating, adapting, and countering. Every move we make teaches them more. This is fascinating." He decided to observe the humans more closely, sending smaller, more specialized drones equipped with sensors capable of analyzing human behavior and decision-making processes. The aliens' goal was to understand, but Kale had begun to realize that humans might not be understood easily. On Earth, human coordination reached new heights. International teams shared strategies, technology, and intelligence in real time. Engineers and scientists collaborated to create new devices capable of detecting alien presence before it became a threat. Military units practiced rapid response scenarios, integrating civilian input to maximize efficiency. In Washington, General Wallace addressed the Global Defense Coalition. "This is the first time humanity has faced an extraterrestrial threat on this scale. Yet we are not helpless. We have adapted, we have coordinated, and we have demonstrated ingenuity beyond expectation. We will continue to act, to innovate, and to protect our world." Kyle watched the unfolding events, his expression a mixture of curiosity and concern. "They are learning. Quickly. Every test, every disruption we introduce is absorbed, adapted, and countered. Their growth rate in problem-solving is extraordinary." The aliens attempted a more sophisticated maneuver, a simulated blockade of key regions using orbital energy pulses. They expected confusion, disruption, and perhaps panic. Instead, humans responded with efficiency and ingenuity. Engineers rerouted energy flows, decentralized command systems prevented chaos, and rapid communication allowed for coordinated action across continents. The alien blockade was partially neutralized within hours. Human resilience and innovation had turned what was meant to be a demonstration of alien power into a platform for human ingenuity. Kale's officers were growing uneasy. "Captain," Ryla said, "if they continue to adapt at this rate, even a full-scale engagement could result in significant losses. They are unpredictable in the most dangerous way." Kyle nodded slowly. "Yes, they are not merely survivors. They are strategists, innovators, and problem solvers. Their unity, creativity, and courage make them far more formidable than their physical strength suggests." The humans' success had a ripple effect. Across Earth, confidence grew. Ordinary citizens began to contribute more actively, offering solutions to logistical and technical challenges. Communities coordinated relief efforts for any minor disruptions, while scientists and engineers prepared for larger encounters. Every challenge became an opportunity to strengthen their defenses and understanding of the alien fleet. From orbit, Kale realized that the first test of humanity's capabilities had revealed only a fraction of their potential. The humans were resilient, intelligent, and united. They were not merely reacting, they were evolving in real time, becoming a force that could not be predicted or easily defeated. As the day ended and cities across the planet glowed in the evening light, Kale understood something profound. The humans were more than a primitive species. They were a war machine by nature, not in the sense of violence, but in their ability to strategize, adapt, and innovate under pressure. And with that realization, Kale knew the next phase of observation would be more complicated. Humanity had revealed the first spark of its true nature, a force capable of surprising even the most advanced alien intelligence. The alien fleet hovered over Earth, silent yet imposing. Captain Kale's eyes scanned the data streaming from every drone, every satellite, every sensor deployed across the planet. Humanity's response to earlier disruptions had already challenged his assumptions, but now it had escalated to a level he had not predicted. "Captain," Lieutenant Ryla said, her tone cautious, "humans are no longer merely responding. They are anticipating, Their adaptation rate is extraordinary. Every maneuver we attempt is countered or predicted. Kale nodded slowly, leaning over the holographic display. Indeed, they are learning. Faster than any species we have studied. Their creativity, resourcefulness, and cooperation are remarkable. Prepare for further observation. Do not engage directly yet, but analyze every reaction in detail. On Earth, humanity was reaching a new stage of preparation. Scientists, engineers, and military strategists worked together seamlessly. Information gathered from captured alien drones was analyzed and integrated into defense plans. Civilians contributed by observing and reporting unusual activity, building communication networks, and supporting logistical operations. In London, Priya Rao led a team of engineers to reverse engineer alien sensor technology. If we understand how they detect us, she explained, we can predict their movements and avoid interference. We can even use their own systems against them. Her team worked tirelessly, converting alien designs into human applications. Within hours, they had created early warning devices capable of detecting drone activity before it became a threat. These devices allowed human forces to anticipate alien strategies, turning the aliens' own technology into a tool for human advantage. Across the globe, similar efforts were underway. In Tokyo, Commander Aiko Tanaka coordinated air and naval units to create adaptive patrol patterns that changed in real time. In Moscow, Colonel Dmitry Volkov implemented electronic countermeasures to disrupt alien sensors and communications. In Washington, General Wallace oversaw the integration of civilian, scientific, and military operations into a cohesive defense network. Kale watched these developments with a mixture of curiosity and concern. They are no longer reacting, he said. They are innovating, coordinating, and countering. Each action we take provides them with knowledge, and they use that knowledge with incredible speed. This species is unlike any other we have encountered. The aliens decided to apply controlled pressure, hoping to intimidate humanity into submission. A series of small, non-lethal energy pulses were deployed across key regions, intended to simulate a blockade and test human responses. The pulses disrupted communication networks, caused temporary blackouts, and triggered minor mechanical failures. Humans responded immediately. Engineers rerouted power and communication systems. Emergency services coordinated with local authorities to maintain order. Military units implemented countermeasures designed to protect civilians while observing alien patterns. Civilians assisted wherever possible, demonstrating calm, resilience, and cooperation. In New York, Dr. Elena Rivera and her assistant Marcus analyzed the pulses. They are testing us, Elena said. But they are giving us data as well. Every disruption they create shows us their capabilities and their limitations. Marcus nodded. We can use this. If we study their energy patterns, we can anticipate the next pulse. We can even design a counter-strategy to disrupt their operations. Indeed, within hours, humans had developed a plan to turn the alien tests into an advantage. Using data collected from earlier encounters, they deployed modified drones to intercept the alien pulses, rerouting energy flows, and creating controlled disruptions within the alien observation network. The aliens were momentarily disoriented, their sensors confused by the unexpected countermeasures. Kyle frowned. They are not only adapting, he said. They are using our technology, our tactics, and our attacks against us. Their ingenuity is impressive. We underestimated them, and it could be dangerous to continue under that assumption. Despite this, the aliens continued to push. They attempted to isolate key human cities, expecting panic and confusion. They targeted major communication hubs, energy plants, and transportation networks, confident that humans would falter under pressure. Instead, humanity responded with coordination and speed that defied expectations. Engineers rerouted communications, scientists created backup power sources, and military units implemented flexible defense strategies that adapted in real time. Civilians maintained calm, following instructions and assisting in recovery efforts. Even the alien blockade failed to have its intended effect. Humans had created decentralized command systems, meaning that even if one area was disrupted, others could continue functioning independently. They had learned from each disruption, improving their defenses with every encounter. Kyle observed, increasingly concerned. Their coordination, adaptability, and resourcefulness, it is beyond prediction. They are not only surviving, They are growing stronger with each challenge. They are formidable, Ryla hesitated. Captain, if we continue escalating, we risk giving them the opportunity to fully understand our fleet. They are capable of counter-strategies that we cannot yet anticipate. Perhaps we should consider diplomacy, or at least a pause in active pressure. Kyle remained silent for a moment, considering her words. Finally, he spoke, his tone measured. Perhaps, but we cannot ignore the potential of this species. We must understand them fully before making further decisions. Observation continues, but we proceed carefully. On Earth, humans were evolving into a more coordinated and intelligent force. Information flowed rapidly between cities and countries. Engineers adapted alien technology, creating early warning systems and defensive tools. Military units operated in conjunction with civilian efforts, creating a seamless network of observation and response. The humans' ingenuity extended beyond technology. They used environmental factors to their advantage, exploiting natural terrain and weather conditions in simulations and real-time planning. They implemented psychological strategies, maintaining morale and unity in the face of uncertainty. Every minor disruption became an opportunity to learn, adapt, and improve. In London, Priya Rao's team created a simulation of potential alien maneuvers. Using captured data and predictive modeling, they anticipated likely strategies and designed countermeasures that could be implemented in minutes. "This is incredible," she said. "They may have the numbers and the firepower, but we have creativity, unity, and adaptability. We can match them in ways they cannot anticipate." In Washington, General Wallace observed the global network of human responses. "We are witnessing the true strength of humanity," he said. "Not in weapons alone, but in intelligence, cooperation, and ingenuity. This is what sets us apart. This is what makes us capable of defending our world." Kale observed from orbit, increasingly aware of the humans' growing power. "They are evolving in response to pressure," he said. "Every challenge strengthens them. Every encounter teaches them. They are not merely reacting. They are improving, innovating, and coordinating at a level we did not predict." The aliens attempted one final test before considering further escalation. A coordinated strike was planned against several key human facilities, designed to simulate a larger-scale offensive while remaining non-lethal. Humans anticipated the strike. Using predictive models, early warning systems, and adaptive response teams, they intercepted the alien operations before they could achieve their intended effect. Engineers rerouted energy, military units adapted their positioning, and civilians maintained calm, assisting in recovery and communication efforts. The aliens were caught off guard. Their most advanced operations had been countered effectively, their efforts neutralized by human innovation and coordination. For the first time, Kale felt genuine concern. "They are not simply surviving," he said quietly. "They are thriving under pressure. They are evolving faster than we anticipated. The species is remarkable." Ryla looked at him astonished. "Captain, they are turning our tests against us. Every move we make teaches them more. They may be capable of challenging us in ways we cannot yet predict." Kale nodded slowly, deep in thought. "Yes, their strength lies not in physical power alone, but in intelligence, adaptability, and unity. We underestimated them, and that may have been our greatest mistake." As night fell over Earth, the planet remained calm and resilient. Humans had demonstrated not only their ability to withstand pressure, but also their capacity to innovate, adapt, and learn. They had turned alien tests into opportunities, using ingenuity, coordination, and courage to maintain control. From orbit, Kale realized that the aliens' assumptions about humanity had been wrong. The humans were not a primitive species to be subdued easily. They were a force of intelligence, adaptability, and unity, a species capable of surprising even the most advanced observers. And with that realization, Captain Kale understood that the coming confrontation would be unlike anything the Kalari fleet had ever faced. Humanity's ingenuity had become their greatest weapon, and the aliens were only beginning to comprehend the depth of it. The stage was set for a confrontation that would reveal the true power of humans, not as victims or primitives, but as a species capable of rising to every challenge, overcoming every obstacle, and surprising even the most advanced intelligence in the galaxy. The alien fleet hovered silently above Earth, but for the first time, Captain Kale felt an unfamiliar unease. Humanity had adapted beyond his expectations. Their resilience, intelligence, and coordination had turned every test into an advantage, every disruption into an opportunity. What had begun as a simple observation had transformed into a study of a species unlike any the Kalari had ever encountered. "Captain," Ryla said cautiously, "they are preparing something. Our sensors indicate coordinated activity across multiple regions. Their defensive and adaptive systems are being deployed simultaneously. It is unlike anything we have seen." Kale leaned over the holographic display, observing the patterns. "Yes," he said quietly. "They are preparing for a decisive response. Not panic. Not surrender. They are organizing, innovating, and unifying. This is unprecedented. On Earth, humans were indeed preparing. Scientists, engineers, military officers, and civilians worked together seamlessly. Information collected from previous encounters with alien drones was being integrated into a global strategy. Each person, regardless of rank or expertise, had a role. In Washington, General Wallace addressed the global command. "Humanity has faced challenges before, and we have overcome them. Today we face an intelligence far advanced and powerful, but our strength lies not in their technology, but in our unity, creativity, and courage. Every obstacle is an opportunity. Every challenge a chance to show our true nature." Across the globe, humans implemented their plan. Cities were fortified not just physically, but through advanced communication networks, predictive energy systems, and coordinated defense units. Civilian volunteers relayed critical information. Engineers deployed adaptive technologies, and military units moved in synchrony to maintain readiness. In London, Priya Rao coordinated her team, integrating captured alien technology with human systems. "We know how they move," she said. "We know their energy patterns, their drones' timing, and their sensor systems. Now we use this to our advantage. Every move we make can turn their power into weakness." Meanwhile, Captain Kale observed humanity's preparations with a mixture of admiration and caution. They are not reacting, they are innovating. Every challenge strengthens them. Their intelligence, coordination, and adaptability make them formidable. "We must proceed carefully." The aliens decided to test humanity's defenses with a calculated offensive. Drones and energy pulses were deployed in coordinated waves, designed to disrupt communication, disable power systems, and challenge human coordination. But humanity was ready. Engineers rerouted energy, restored communication, and deployed predictive countermeasures within minutes. Civilian volunteers assisted in data collection and reporting, while military units adapted their positioning to anticipate alien maneuvers. Every disruption was countered with efficiency and innovation. In Tokyo, Commander Aiko Tanaka led a simulation-based counterattack, directing units to exploit predicted weaknesses in the alien strategy. "Do not panic," she said. "Stay adaptive. Every movement counts. Use what we have learned and turn their strength into our advantage." Across continents, humans were executing the plan flawlessly. In Moscow, Colonel Dmitry Volkov deployed electronic countermeasures that confused alien sensors. In New York, Dr. Elena Rivera and Marcus monitored energy pulses, predicting alien movements with astonishing accuracy. For the first time, the aliens experienced unexpected setbacks. Their drones were intercepted, their energy pulses neutralized, and their observation systems disrupted. Every attempt to challenge humanity was met with creativity, coordination, and rapid adaptation. Kale's officers looked uneasy. "Captain," Ryla said, "they are turning our tests against us. Their ingenuity is extraordinary. We may have underestimated them entirely." Kale remained silent for a moment, studying the unfolding events. "Yes," he said finally. "They are not merely reactive. They are evolving under pressure, learning faster than we anticipated. Humanity's true strength is revealing itself now." The humans' plan reached its critical phase. Using a combination of predictive modeling, adaptive technology, and coordinated strategy, they launched a counter-offensive. Modified drones intercepted alien patrols, redirecting energy pulses and feeding real-time data to command centers. Strategic energy discharges created safe zones for critical operations, allowing humans to maintain full control of key regions. Even the aliens' most advanced tactics were anticipated. Humans had learned to predict drone patterns, energy pulses, and sensor scans, creating a web of adaptive defenses that made further disruption nearly impossible. Pre-aroused team monitored the global network from London. "They cannot surprise us now," she said. "Every movement we see, we have accounted for. Every strategy they attempt can be neutralized or used against them. Humanity is no longer at a disadvantage, we are fully prepared." In Washington, General Wallace addressed the coalition of nations. "Today, humanity has demonstrated its true nature, not as victims, not as a primitive species, but as innovators, strategists, and problem solvers. Our ability to adapt, cooperate, and learn is our greatest weapon. We face an advanced alien force, and we are ready to show our strength." From orbit, Cale watched as human ingenuity unfolded on a global scale. "They are formidable," he admitted. "Every encounter has strengthened them. Every disruption has been turned into an opportunity. This species may be more powerful than we anticipated." The aliens attempted a final coordinated strike, a simulation of full-scale engagement. Energy pulses, drones, and orbital interference were deployed in an effort to break human defenses. But humans executed their strategies flawlessly. Energy flows were rerouted, communication networks maintained, and countermeasures neutralized each alien move. Civilians, engineers, and military units worked in perfect synchronization. Cale realized the truth. Humanity had revealed its ultimate capability, the ability to transform adversity into strength, to turn observation into insight, and to adapt faster than any advanced intelligence could anticipate. "They are a war machine," he said quietly, almost to himself, not in terms of destruction, but in terms of strategy, innovation, and unity. Every challenge makes them stronger. Every threat makes them smarter. This is the true power of humanity. Across the planet, humans maintained calm, resilience, and coordination. Civilians provided intelligence. Engineers created new tools from alien technology, and military units adapted strategies in real time. Humanity's full potential had been unleashed, revealing a species capable of facing any challenge. Finally, Cale addressed his fleet. "We have underestimated humanity," he said. "They are not primitive and they are not weak. They are intelligent, adaptive, and united. Any further aggression may prove costly. Observe carefully, learn, and proceed with caution. This species is extraordinary." The humans had not only defended their planet, they had demonstrated the true nature of their species. Every challenge, every disruption, every alien test had been turned into an opportunity to innovate, adapt, and strengthen. They had become a living testament to resilience, intelligence, and unity. On Earth, as night fell, cities glowed with lights restored by human ingenuity. Communication networks hummed with activity, and coordinated forces maintained readiness. The planet had survived not by surrendering, but by rising to the challenge, demonstrating the brilliance of human strategy and the power of collective effort. Captain Kyle remained in orbit, silently observing. For the first time, he understood that humanity's strength lay not in physical might alone, but in their adaptability, creativity, and unity. They were not merely a species, they were a force, capable of surprising even the most advanced intelligence in the galaxy. And in that moment, Cale realized that humanity's true nature had been revealed. They were not victims. They were innovators. They were strategists. They were survivors. They were the ultimate war machine, not in violence but in resilience, ingenuity, and unity. The alien fleet remained, silent and watchful, no longer confident of control. Humanity had shown its strength, its intelligence, and its unyielding spirit. The challenge was over, for now, but the message was clear. Humanity had survived. Humanity had adapted, humanity had triumphed, and the universe would never underestimate them again.